And in 5, 4, 3.
Fuck.
From Fred House Studios in Farmersville, California, it's Garbage Time Points with Mike.
In California, I'm like a 2. Alaska, though, I might be like an 8.
And Rick.
Let me get a t-shirt, short, sweet, and slutty.
A Wizard Fart production.
This is Manny Pacquiao.
And now, here's Mike and Rick.
All right, everybody. Welcome back for another episode of Garbage Time Points with Mike and Rick. I am your Fantasy Football Hall of Famer, Mike. The guy next to me, this is amazing. Rick, this is Rick, but Rick just said he discovered young Stevie Wonder. Rick is taking credit for all the music stars blowing up right now before the show started. Rick,
Did I say
where
I
did you
took
discover?
credit?
Where did you discover Stevie Wonder?
Actually, he was at a crowded bar playing the piano, smoke filled.
At like 7 years old, at a crowded bar.
Yeah, it was smoke filled. Everybody was having a good time. Nobody was really paying attention to him, but he was just,
Except for you.
he was just wailing on those keys.
Everybody was just like, this kid's never going to go anywhere, but I saw something.
I saw it, and it went platinum, baby.
And you know what, Stevie? If we're going to make this thing work, you got to pretend you're blind.
He didn't have the glasses on.
I stuck my hand out. He grabbed it, shook it, all that stuff. But, you know.
But we were sitting there, and I was like, there's just one thing missing. And I pulled out a pair of Ray-Bans out of my pocket.
Yeah.
And I put them on him. And I said, that's the ticket.
That's the stuff. At first, he gave him aviators, but they didn't quite work the same. He was too flashy.
Yeah.
And you could see through him, see that he was looking around at people.
Yeah, the mirror's too much.
Yeah.
Like it's too see-through. The Ray-Bans.
And, of course, the guy over there in charge of the ones and twos, that's Fredo. How you doing today, Fredo?
I'm doing pretty good. Still a little depressed from this weekend.
Why would you be depressed, man?
I think I listened to too much of this cover band that was covering Morrissey and the Smiths.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
They were terrible.
They were
Yeah.
like in their late 40s, mid 40s, just rocking out and then hanging out after, hitting on all the groupies.
Yeah.
And they looked like they just walked out of filming the Grease reunion.
Really?
Like it was the Grease look. They looked like they were like.
You see, you guys didn't mention this. They were actually like hanging out afterwards, and like people were all like, "Oh, it's Frank Morrissey."
Some of them, yeah. The lead
So
singer,
weird.
yeah, he was getting all the action.
Yeah.
The drummer, not so much.
Almost caught a flower, the guy told me.
Did you?
No. He didn't almost catch a flower.
Did he go for it? That's the most important thing.
No. He tried to sneak one. So we're sitting there and like, I was like the only one. Me, him, and like Alex were like the only ones like not having a good time, but like not feeling the music. Just like, man, everybody's singing the songs and loving. I was like, man, like. If I knew it was a Morrissey band, I would have never shown up. They suck, first of all. But so the guy starts throwing flowers. All right, whatever. He's giving them to all the girls in the crowd at first. Like, all right, like, I see your move. I get it. But all of a sudden he starts giving them to guys, and I'm like, okay, like, that's cool, whatever. Then he starts throwing them everywhere. So now one lands, like, you know, in front of me, enough to where if I bent over, I could go get it, you know? So Fred is all, Rick, grab that flower. What are you talking? Rick grabbed the flower. Like, you want it. I'm like, Rick. I'm like, Fred.
He kept stalling. I knew it was like my chance of having him pick it up were like slimming down. Come on, Rick. You know you want to get that. I was like, and then
So
somebody swooped it up.
Your problem is that you pushed it too hard.
Maybe.
Well, no, because then I was like, well, Fredo, do you want me to get it so I could give it to you so you could have a flower? Do you want me to give you one?
What's funny is that like, all right, the guy on The Walking Dead that played the governor,
Yes.
his name is David Morrissey.
Okay.
And I thought that was the singer David Morrissey for the longest time. And I was like, dude, like, this guy plays a pretty dark guy, and he's always such a little whiny bitch.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on here? But They just happen to have the same name.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah.
Or he is terrible. Like, Morrissey is terrible.
Yeah, I don't get the appeal, man.
Like, it seemed like we were listening to one continuous song the whole time.
There's a, all right, here's our next song.
Well, like, I first get there, and it's like two songs in, and we see Jinx, and he's on stage, so I run up to Jinx. And,
Jinx was on stage?
Jinx was not on stage, but like the
I
dance
was
floor.
like,
Dance floor.
there?
Like, you know how like Celador has
Yeah.
like the dance floor up where the stage is, and he's up there, so I run up there, give him a hug, and like Fredo comes
And that
up.
rose.
Yeah, gave him his rose, and like we're just sitting there hanging out talking, and like we're like 2.5 songs in, and he goes, "And you know the words," and I'm like, "Who knows the words of this terrible music? Like, why is everybody singing it?"
If you were any good, I would have discovered you.
Well, and then I finally figured out it's Morrissey after,
Yeah.
but like at first, I
Oh,
was
so
like,
going in, like, you were just like, here's this band. And
here's
then
this sad
you found
band.
out that it was Morrissey.
Yeah,
and
here's
it's
this sad, pathetic
okay,
band.
here's why I never listened
40
to him.
years old that is like cutting his wrist on stage.
Yeah. Dude, like, he actually came to Visalia not too long ago, didn't he?
Yes, he
came
did.
to, like, the Fox Theater, and then, like, he was showing, I don't know, I guess people got mad because he spent more time talking about, like,
Don't eat
being a
cows.
vegan and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and, you know, it's just a big old scene. So, that's Morrissey now.
There was a lot, and the crowd was actually young. It just a lot of like, I guess what do you call them, scene kids or something like that. They
I don't
were
know.
all there.
Rockabilly.
Yeah, it was.
Were they
weird.
rockabilly?
Rockabilly.
No. Were they
It was
goth?
weird.
No.
Goth or emo or something?
No.
More rockabilly.
No.
Wave? New wave?
Yeah, and like
Pompadour.
yeah, kind of like new wave, but like not like now new wave. Like how they're
Yeah.
trying, like they think they're being new wave, like how they were back in the day, but they're just like emo, like with the little brightness.
Yeah. All right, well, enough of that, I guess.
Emo with color.
Yeah.
That's emo with color.
You can follow us on Twitter at GTP Mike and Wick.
Michael Wick.
At GTP Mike and Rick. I was going to say, I promise we don't talk about Morrissey there.
We talk
as
about
much as we did right now.
We talk about Woofball.
Yeah, Wolfball. At Michael _Gaspar, at Richard _Raposa, and at Have Zero. And also at GTP Podcast. Go there for your daily FanDuel fantasy football lineups. Look for us on Facebook. Search Garbage Time Points. Listen to us on iTunes. And also go to gtppodcast.com for our show. The guys from the Pod Express, the Podcast Express. Follow them on Twitter at the Pod Express. They put their show up on there. And my weekly sit, start, and sit. Sneaky. Sorry, I'm all over the place right now. Morrissey talk got me all confused. Yeah. I feel like I had a pretty good week on that last week and tried to do it again. But anyways, I just got to brag, guys. I think I just had the immaculate week when it comes to sports.
Oh, I mean, especially Thursday night.
Yeah.
Like Thursday night was like it had
Yeah.
to be like your pinnacle.
Yeah, so the Dodgers...
I imagine you doing stuff that we can't. Like we won't paint a picture.
Oh, I was
of.
just yelling. I was just yelling a lot, man.
No, that's
Yeah.
euphoric.
So, like, the Dodgers, they make it to the World Series for the first time in my life that I could actually remember. Then shortly after that game ends, the Dodgers have the Raiders have a great come-from-behind win against the Chiefs, which was amazing. They weren't expected to win that game. I wasn't expecting them to.
I had him.
And then, this Sunday, I beat Fredo. I beat another guy and another guy in all three of my leagues. It was like the perfect week when it comes to sports. And, you know, I'm just happy about it.
Good for you. I'm happy you're happy.
I am. So now we look forward to the World Series and we go from there. But we'll talk about that here in a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I wanted to get into though, man.
Because we'll get into that later.
Well, here's what I wanted to get into a little bit before we actually like jumped into serious stuff.
Let's do it.
That pay-per-view last night that we saw, WWE TLC.
Terrible.
Oh my gosh, man.
I feel dumber for watching.
Like,
it.
what stood out to you guys the most? What stood out to you, Rick?
Honestly, I didn't even. Nothing. I mean, even the Balor and Styles match, I think it was more the buildup of what it was than actual, like, the performance they put on. Yeah, they put on a great wrestling match, but it was just, okay, like, it was just another match for me.
I think it was a good match, but, like, I wasn't as gaga over it as other people were.
Yeah.
I think you could actually kind of tell that Styles was tired. Like, you could tell that AJ Styles took an 18-hour flight back to get there in time to wrestle
Yeah,
that
he
match.
wasn't. Yeah,
And
that's why I said the performance was.
Yeah, it was good on him. It was still a good match. I did enjoy it. But that main event, man. Tables, ladders, and chairs.
How many times did we say, what are they doing? Like, what is going on?
Dude, first of all, the amount of tables, ladders, and chairs that were around that ring, you think more than would have been used. They weren't really used at all. We had 2 ladders used one time when they, jumped through the tables on them. 1 chair in the ring that they kept sharing and hitting people with while Kurt Angle was getting carted off, I guess it was. Then the whole rest of the match was spent behind a stupid dumpster truck.
Yeah.
Like, the trash compactor, dumpster truck, whatever you want to call it, had more in that match than ladders, tables, chairs, whatever you want to call it. They just stood over there behind it, and that was it. What was going on in that? I have no clue.
I mean, especially coming off of that Hell in the Cell between the Usos and the New Day, how tremendous of a match that was, made possible match of the year, and then this is what you bring for your tables, ladders, and chairs pay-per-view. Like, out of the whole pay-per-view, like you said, we only got those handful of tables, ladders, chairs. We didn't even get anything in the matches prior to that. Like,
yeah.
And you save it, okay, or maybe you're going to save it for, we're just going to have an explosion of
That was my
tables.
hope.
But it just fell flat the whole pay-per-view. It just seemed like they didn't care about it. It was half-assed.
What was that?
It's supposed to be a garbage truck backing up. That's not it.
That just sounds like somebody's ringtone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But first of all, you just realize that the whole, because the move that they made that really was like, what the heck are they doing? Happened even before it was announced that Roman Reigns wasn't going to be a part of that match. Kane was in that match. What point was Kane being there for?
Yeah.
What was the reasoning for it?
Like, you brought up a good point. Maybe he was there to take the fall. He's the only logical guy there to take the pin.
So it doesn't weaken anybody. But what did they do? They all did their finishing moves on The Miz and left him in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
I think, like, the only things from that, like, pay-per-view that I liked were the Cruiserweight tag team match. I actually enjoyed that match. And the Asuka and Emma match was good. I get why some people were mad because she didn't just squash her. They think it makes her look soft.
Yeah.
But I think it's good for both of them. You give a good enough match where you let Asuka show her offense and what she's capable of doing, and show that, hey, we know that we bring up some soft women wrestlers sometimes.
To push.
This is not one of them.
Yeah.
Like, she's actually legit. And then you build Emma a little bit, and, like, don't just put her in somewhere where she's getting killed and then she loses all legitimacy.
Well, because Emma can wrestle. Emma could wrestle from when she had her, like, poppy image, where she was the dance Emma. Like, she still could wrestle back then. So,
I don't know
like,
if they call her Dance Emma. I think they called her, like, Slow Emma. She's, like, popping bubbles and stuff. And it was weird. But yeah, I thought that was good what they did there. But that whole tables, ladders, and chairs match at the end, it brought the whole show, like,
to a screeching halt.
The Podcast Express guys, they did a poll afterwards, and, like, I don't even think I voted on it because there was no 0 stars.
Yeah.
If there was a 0 stars, I would have given it that.
It was a 3. I put 3, and the majority at that point was at 3. A couple gave, like, the second was 4.5, which I don't see at all.
Some people just see the names and they get all happy about it, and they're like, yeah, this is a great match.
And
dude.
a couple tables broke.
Like, it's okay when people that you like are in a match. It's okay to say that match didn't live up to the standard you thought that it would come with it. Because that's their whole job.
Well, that's kind of where I came at with, like, Balor and Styles, where, like, I thought they were going to have that match where it was just them two swinging at each other at the end where they could barely stand, but they had to end it because, like you said, Styles was just obviously lagging because of 18-hour flight.
And the thing about that is, and, like, I've said this before, I'm just not that big on Finn Balor, man. Like,
we've had.
I don't get the appeal.
He's an entrance.
Yeah, I understand that he's decent in the ring, but he's a cruiserweight, man. If you're gonna put him anywhere, he's a cruiserweight. And
he's small. Like, he's smaller than Daniel Bryan, I think. Right?
Like, he should be the cruiserweight champion, and instead of letting a talent like Neville leave, they should switch spots.
Neville is a heavyweight. You made fun of me last night because I was always he's 230.
No, that's not the way you said it.
I know,
You
but
said,
like,
have you seen his body?
No,
though?
I didn't.
Like, that's how you
That's
said
not what I said.
Fredo,
I said
how do you say it,
I
Fredo?
said he's 230 pounds. I said
You said he's 230 pounds of chiseled rock.
Yeah, I said he's 230. He's not 205 pounds. He doesn't belong in the cruiserweight division.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, he throws these guys around because he is that much bigger than
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
He belongs in the heavyweights.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Terrible pay-per-view, man. Like, what a way to go into Survivor Series. And then AJ was on Raw to start the show. I saw a little bit of it before I came. So
That roster is hurting.
Yeah.
They're thin. They're
Yeah.
very thin, especially if all these mysterious. They said viral infection today on Raw. Michael Cole, whenever they were talking about Roman Reigns' viral infection, but if it's MRSA, mumps, I mean,
Yeah.
whatever it is, if it's hitting multiple guys and it's taking them down, and it's not just like a flu or something like that, it's
Yeah.
bad. That is a bad situation.
blame JoJo. And then they like announced all the Survivor Series matches already, but the thing about it that sucks, there's no title matches. Apparently, it's just all the champions facing each other.
yeah.
Like mid card champions.
Well, because it's like it's the whole Raw versus SmackDown brand, like
But
the
I thought that was
wins.
I thought that was the point of the Survivor Series matches.
5-on-5.
You know, yeah. But now they're just like, okay, champion
Well,
versus
no,
I thought that was for
They did
Night
that
of
last year.
Champions.
No, they're doing it at Survivor
No,
Series.
they did that last year too.
Did they?
Yeah, they did that because they were like that was the whole thing. SmackDown was like, we won the night, we won the most matches, but then because the Survivor Series was for the title, if I'm not mistaken, and that was the big thing that they were touting.
Yeah, I thought the Universal title was had at Survivor Series, and that was Balor and Rollins, and they were both on the Raw brand.
Yeah, and that
so
was-
they had a women's SmackDown match, and then they had a men's Survivor Series
Survivors,
match. Sorry,
yeah.
but other than that, it was like brands. Like
Yeah,
someone
everything
fighting
was
for a
brand.
title.
Yeah, everything
But it
was
wasn't
branded.
like someone
Intercontinental,
it wasn't Intercontinental versus
USA. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Who was
and their tags versus their tags. I think it was even a tag Survivor match.
maybe.
It was Brock against Goldberg last year.
Oh yeah, see, and they were both Raw brand, I guess. Whatever. Hey, let's move on. Enough wrestling. Our FanDuel contest. We had 12 people sign up. 3 people didn't come back with us, and it was the 3 stars. There was 3 stars, people. So you know what happens. Gotta say congratulations,
scared.
first of all, to Gridiron Gods. He won.
Pulled it
back.
out.
Yeah. I don't know. Did we ever have? We didn't have any audio for that.
No,
All right,
you're
never
a
mind.
winner.
That's what I was. Oh yeah, that's what I was waiting for. I would have had an even perfect week. I wasn't second place in that, and then all of a sudden he just jumped ahead of me. So
All of a sudden.
all of a sudden, all right, moving on. Our page 2 losers. There was only 2 people on the last page, but we're still gonna do this. Shibs, the honor of being a page 2 loser, it goes to you.
You're a loser.
That's right. Page 2 loser. But you weren't the last place loser. And that honor goes to the Podcast Express very own Get Up Mike.
Oh,
The who? The her.
Congratulations on that. I didn't even bother to look at his team. I'm pretty sure it was littered with 49ers and Saskatchewan Rough Riders from the CFL somehow. Like, he got them all in there. There's probably Jim Drunkenmiller he brought back from the dead as his quarterback.
Shane Falco.
Yeah, that guy was the only person I ever knew, and this was even amongst 49er fans. I thought Giovanni Carmazzi was going to be a star.
Giovanni.
He thought, man.
Tim Radite.
He said Giovanni Carmazzi to Ty Streets is the future.
And he meant it.
He meant it.
With this serious and straight face.
Yeah, who's he got? Carson Palmer, Leonard Fournette. Fournette didn't even play. Yeah, that's a pretty bad team you had there, Mike. Good job. Robbie Gold had to get one 49er in there.
Talking all that smack too on Twitter.
Yeah.
Saying he was going to beat our asses.
Yeah. Good job. And do you know the worst part is that he's always like, these guys helped me win some money this week. What the hell, man? All you had to do was listen to us. I put pretty much like the guys I thought were going to do good in there. I came in second place. Fredo, where did you finish at?
5th.
All right, 5th place for the guy who actually posts his lineup the night before.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick came in 3rd.
Yeah. We were up there.
Boom.
Apparently he's not listening close enough, or he's just saying it. Don't just be saying it, man. Hey, you know what? You know what might cheer him up if he's listening to this right now?
What's that?
I think you guys know what might cheer him up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and give him something.
And now it's time for Rick's Cute Animal Facts.
Cows.
Cows?
Cows are cool.
What about him?
Did you know that they have best friends, and when they're separated from them, they could get really stressed and sad?
No way.
Yeah. So whenever like you drive by the road and you see two cows hanging out, besties.
Is that like that thing where like they stand head to head?
Yeah.
And then they're like close like that?
Chilling.
Like them, horses and stuff like that?
Yeah. So like cows,
Yeah.
like they have best friends, and when one gets taken away from them, they get like really stressed and.
So do they slaughter them together whenever they like make hamburgers or something like that?
I mean, no.
Just to make them feel good, like they're going out holding hooves.
No.
They're just like, Moo,
I'm sure those are for more like
Moo gonna be okay, Moo.
dairy cows and like cows that graze.
Like happy cows, like California
Like
cheese
chill-
cows,
like
the ones you see in the
chilling cows,
commercials,
yeah.
Hollywood cows.
Cause like cows, like they know they're getting slaughtered. Like,
Oh, yeah.
those fuckers, like they're smart. Like, it ain't cool. But yeah.
Wait, are cows smart?
Yeah,
How smart are they?
Smart enough to know when they're going to get slaughtered.
yeah. Like, dude, you see, like speaking of Morrissey, those like they have videos where like cows like know they're like,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
know.
That's true. I don't finish watching those videos, man.
How to take it that road?
I know, right?
It's cute. They have best friends.
Yay! What would that cheers you up? I got turned all dark and morbid after that.
There's a cow that jumped a 6-foot fence to avoid being slaughtered.
Really? Mm-hmm. How the hell did that happen?
It didn't want to get slaughtered. Like, oh no!
Like, did it jump it like with its hooves jumped over it, or did it do like the high jump where it like jumped with its back?
I don't know. Maybe like I don't know. It was back
That's a
in
good answer, Fredo. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That was the answer.
Yeah.
Like you would think a cow would just run through the fence.
No. This is after looting traps and tranquilizer darts. SPCA officials and police officers for 11 days. The cow was finally captured.
11 days. Wow.
On the run.
That's funny.
On the 11 days to catch
Yeah.
a cow.
I could just picture it trying to hide behind trees sideways, just staring out like you could just see the tree in the middle of it, like two sides of the cow sticking out. Where's the cow at?
Dude, to duck for 11 days though,
Yeah.
that's not like people. There's people who can't be on the lamb.
Yeah.
For the 11
So you know what?
days,
That
dude.
cow is smarter than a lot of people. Yeah, people get caught right away. That cow like jumped the fence, like it was dodging tranquilizer darts and everything.
A guy will go back to his mom's house.
Yeah.
How'd they find me here?
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you went to your mom's
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. Maybe he fucked up and went and found his best friend.
Oh shit. They were like, why are we trying to chase him?
Yeah.
Let's go where he's going.
Yeah.
Gotta
Yeah.
think like a cow.
Mr. Milks, where is Mooey? I don't know what a good cow name is.
Both were awesome.
Mr. Milks and Mooey. I don't know.
All both are
Why
awesome.
would it be Mr. Milks though? Guy cows did
Mrs. Milk.
Yeah.
Miss Milk.
Yeah. Mr. Milks down. No, don't go. If it's a male cow, you don't do
That's a
that.
bull.
You don't go
Yeah, a bull. A male cow.
That's a bull.
That's a bull.
An artist ended up donating a bunch of his paintings to the SPCA for donations.
The cow's paintings?
No, just his personal, his own
the cow
paintings.
painting.
And then he ended up adopting the cow.
Oh. I thought it was like one of those things where he was in like cow prison, and then they were just like, I paint these, it's
Yeah.
what's in my soul, and like they printed it. It's just a bunch of hoof prints.
And he has like a bandana on. All ripped.
Oh man,
Unfortunately, she passed away from cancer in 2008.
the cow did?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
It lived long enough to get cancer.
Yeah.
It didn't get slaughtered.
Yeah. It's mad cow disease.
moo.
All right, hey. Let's get some quick hits in. Let's start moving on to some sports talk. This is a little weird right now.
It got a little weird.
It did.
It got a little
The
weird.
cow jumped over the moon. All right.
To avoid getting slaughtered.
Yeah.
Now we know why.
I'm surprised the cow can't jump over the fence, but like it can jump over the moon. I believed that my whole life.
With hey diddle diddle.
Yeah. I believed all of it, and I'm just like I found myself surprised that a cow could jump over a 6-foot fence.
Yeah.
Morrissey ended up adopting the cow.
Shut up.
He got you.
That would be
He
funny,
got
right?
you. Oh shit. All right.
That would be funny.
Well, Mike already kind of ruined the spoiler alert, but the World Series starts Tuesday, which is what, the 24th? And it is between the Houston Astros and the Los Angeles Dodgers.
That's right, baby. That's right.
The Boston Red Sox fire John Farrell. It was actually happened a week ago. And then they hire Houston Astros bench coach Alex Cora to be their 47th manager in franchise history.
Which I don't understand. I don't get it. But
I like him. That's who I wanted.
No. I'm not talking about actually hiring him. I'm just saying, come on, we're not that far removed from Farrell winning a World Series.
And winning back-to-back AFC East titles, or AFC East, AL
Yeah.
East titles.
It's just...
Me and you have had the discussion
Yeah.
before. I mean, he got a bad rap. I mean...
It's not his fault.
No.
Price can't pitch there.
And it's not his fault a lot of things happen.
Yeah.
Like, he made some gut calls that didn't exactly pan out, but he made some that did, and he just never got credit for the ones that he did.
If Girardi decides to call it quits after this year, I could see him going to the Yankees.
Yeah. But, I mean, Girardi, I would have even waited he wouldn't have never coached the Red Sox, but Girardi, I mean, it's the same thing with him. I mean, he's coaching in this little box of just... I mean, Boston media is worse, but I mean, it's just like, who is worse, Boston or New York? The media is just, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The coverage and the scrutiny of these players. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
and really the managers, because the managers are the ones who are getting fired after winning. And I mean, if Joe Girardi didn't go through and come back from 0-2 to force a Game 7, does he even have a chance to say, hey, I want to come back? Because they were already talking about firing him after they were down 0-1.
Yeah.
0-2, the heat was really on, and then he makes the comeback,
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yep.
And there's another one. It's ridiculous. Washington Nationals fired Dusty Baker after winning back-to-back NL East titles. The Phoenix Suns guard Eric Bledsoe has played his last game with the team. And in Florida, a man dies after winning a cockroach eating contest.
I like how you said that like Tony Montana.
Cockroach. Cockroach contest.
A man died in a cockroach.
Oh, I forgot one more. Joe Thomas, Cleveland Browns offensive lineman Joe Thomas, tore, which I called, his tricep, and he is out for the season. Yeah, there you go.
That cockroach.
The cockroach.
The cockroach.
Like Rick said, tomorrow it begins the World Series, Dodgers, Astros. Keuchel versus Kershaw in LA, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. What are your predictions for that, Rick? What do you think's going to happen when it's all said and done? Who's lifting that trophy?
It's
So-
time for Dodger baseball.
That's right.
They are favored in Vegas right now.
I want to know who's favorite in your heart.
In my heart, well, I definitely don't want the Dodgers to win because of, especially you. You guys are insufferable. But I got the Astros in 7.
Any reason why? No, just for the pure hate of
No, because I think they match up. The Dodgers are going to mash. I mean, that's just what they do. But I think that the Astros have enough pitching to hold them to where, because the Astros mash, and I think the Dodger pitching right now is I don't think the Dodger pitching is as good as the Houston pitching right now. And like the Dodger offense is better than the Houston offense.
Wait, have we not been paying attention to what's been going on this whole playoff run?
Dude,
You're
facing the NL. You guys are facing the NL.
But they just faced a powerful Arizona Diamondbacks team, shut them down.
A powerful NL.
The
NL team.
Faced the defending World Series champions, shut them down. They're going to go play the Astros.
They're in Houston, right?
Yeah.
They're in Houston, right? Houston's got home field, right?
No, the Dodgers do. They're in LA, game 1.
No, they're not.
Yeah, in LA.
Dude, didn't the AL win that?
They don't do that anymore. It's best record in baseball.
Since when?
Since this year or past year?
This year.
Yeah, they stopped doing that.
All right.
Yeah, they stopped doing it. Remember, they had the controversy because they kept. They had that.
I don't
extra
remember.
inning game.
I don't remember that.
Extra
But
inning
okay,
game.
I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
So does that change your thing?
No.
It's still 7.
They also have Hurricane Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because one, the Dodgers don't have the DH to stretch their lineup, and the Astros have the DH that is built into there, and they're not going to do 3 games with them with their DH. They're winning 2.
Okay.
They got to win 2 at Dodgers. That's all they got to split. That's all they got to do.
All right. That's a good call. I think it's in 5, maybe 6 that the Dodgers win this thing. I think they hold the advantage at every position. They play better defense. They are the better offensive team right now in these playoffs. They are the better pitching team in these playoffs.
Okay.
The bullpen especially is shutting everybody down right now. Shutting everybody down.
Dude, all right.
Everybody.
They are, man.
Okay.
High-powered teams.
Okay. But they didn't face the Indians,
We're talking
the Red
about
Sox.
You're talking about just
the-
one
the
pitcher in the
Yankees.
lineup, dude. That's fine. You act like the Yankees outside of Aaron Judge and Gary Sanchez were mashing everything in the world,
They were.
dude.
They're one of the top-rated offenses.
One of the top-rated.
Yeah, they were up there. They were
I don't think
mashing.
you're giving them enough credit for a reason, Rick.
I'm giving them all the credit that they deserve at this
Fredo,
point.
what do you think?
God damn!
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, NBA.
I gave them 7.
All right, first week of the NBA. What are your thoughts, man? What's been going on there for you that's just like kind of stuck out? Aside from the obvious, we know the obvious right off the bat what it is. Gordon Hayward, the injury, the gruesome dislocated ankle and fractured tibia, whatever it was. Man, that was so hard to see.
Okay, you want to? This is my assessment of the NBA season. Not even just the first week, the NBA season. Barring one of those injuries to 2 players on the Golden State Warriors, they are going to win, which is obvious. And 2, just enjoy watching the talent that's on the rest of the NBA teams. Like, just enjoy it because no matter who wins, who loses, how many games, it's pretty much all for naught this year. I mean, just enjoy watching other teams play because there is a lot of talent in the NBA. Watch the Milwaukee Bucks. Go watch Giannis because he's going to just light it up all year. Ben Simmons is the real deal. The Minnesota Timberwolves, we just watched last night.
They're going to be real fun to watch.
We just watched last night a great game between them and OKC. I think OKC is going to be a lot of fun to watch as well as soon as they start to gel. Going to be a lot of great teams out there. Yeah, you're going to say, okay, you have the Thunder who can have a chance, the Rockets. You have a couple teams that, the Cavaliers. I think the Cavaliers got worse getting rid of Kyrie, looking at them now because D Wade isn't the same player. He's already going onto the bench. Isaiah Thomas isn't going to give you, why do you think the Celtics got rid of him? Isaiah Thomas isn't going to give you, even when he comes back, what Kyrie gave you. And yeah, Jay Crowder is a great player. But again, the scoring ability of Kyrie, and even then watching Kyrie, I've never been like the biggest Kyrie fan. But he provided exactly what LeBron needed. He could be that first scorer, and with losing that, and like now LeBron's going to have to turn it up, and he's going to get tired because it's going to be a long season for him over there.
Something you didn't mention in your quick hits: the Suns, 3 games into the season, decided they didn't like Earl Watson as much as they told everybody they did, and they fired him. And it had a lot to do with that. I think they set the NBA record for the
loss,
most like plus minus difference. The biggest, difference in plus minus in NBA history with like minus 92 in the first 3 games.
When they lost at the biggest blowout, 46 points in franchise history in the first loss.
Then you follow that up with Eric Bledsoe sending out his "I don't want to be here" tweet. And then he goes in for a meeting with the Suns front office and tries to tell them, well, no, it had nothing to do with that. I was at a hair salon.
Yeah.
And they didn't believe him, and they sent him home, and now they're looking to trade him, so he'll be gone.
Because of what happened, they could only get pennies on his dollar now because he's injury prone too.
Yeah. Then you get the Lakers. Lakers fans around here, they beat the Suns the other day, and they were already yelling playoffs, man. I saw people talking playoffs after that. And then they got smashed by the Pelicans the next night, so that shut up real fast.
The Pelicans look terrible. When we were watching that game, too, it's like, wow, this is bad basketball.
Yeah. And also, Chris Paul looks like he might be out for like a month.
About a month.
It's looking like a month now. He's going to be out for the Rockets. Although they didn't seem to hurt him that opening night when they played the Warriors, beat them there. Not that it really matters, but it's good for their state of mind heading into the rest of the season. Like, hey, we just went in there and we just beat them.
This is the NBA season it's a long push.
So a lot going on. A couple people asked already about the FanDuel NBA Challenge. That will come out as soon as football is done with their season. We'll focus on doing NBA FanDuel. So, stick with us with this, and then let's do some NBA after that. Rick, you got any hockey you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'll do a little bit.
See what you got.
So, just talking about little hot and cold starts at the beginning. Just give fans a little taste of what's going on. Tampa Bay Lightning 7-1-1. Toronto Maple Leafs 6-2. The Devils, New Jersey 6-2. The LA Kings, little local, 6-0-1. They are starting hot. If you want to go catch a game, a lot of fun to watch hockey live, and we talked about them last week. Las Vegas, Golden Knights 6-1, and actually with their 7th win, if they win, they will actually set the record for most wins in their first 8 games, 9 games for an expansion team. Mm-hmm. At this point, people are already calling them the greatest expansion hockey team in the history. So if they can keep it up, hopefully they don't let it get to their heads. They're doing it for a lot of good things, so hopefully they keep it up. Phoenix Coyotes are not doing so well, 0-7-1, and I love this one. The Montreal Canadiens 1-6-1. I hope they continue to lose the rest of the season. Some big games coming up the rest of the week. The Blackhawks and the Golden Knights are playing. Tampa Bay and Detroit are coming up. Washington, Vancouver, Chicago, and Nashville. So there you go.
That was the Black Hawks that he said.
Black Hawks.
Yeah. Black Hawks.
Black
Hawks. HAWKS.
That's not what I said.
Hey, I don't know if you've seen this. You might have seen this already, Fredo. Maybe you have too. But did you see that clip of the guy shooting a penalty shot in that soccer match? And it hit off the top bar. And, look it up, man. It's crazy. It hits off the top bar. And, I'll save it for you because I don't want to ruin it before you watch it.
Yeah, it's great.
We'll let you find that real fast if you want to take a look at it.
Did you see Adam Schefter? Did you see that goal on his tweet?
Goal on his tweet?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it on there.
Oh,
I only saw Trey Wingo got a hold of his Twitter and put out something about drinking. Yeah. Was that what you were talking about?
Well, he quoted that, and then he put that one of the guy kicking.
Oh, yeah.
He said that's what happens when you leave it unlocked.
This is it right here, man. Go check it out. This says sickest penalty kick ever seen. It's
I hope it's the right one.
Yeah, it's the sickest. Yeah, because there's no way that there's anything more sicker than what we just saw right there, man. This is the sickest.
Sick.
Totally sick, man.
Fucking ads.
Seriously, it's funny. You got to go check it out, guys. I know we're waiting, and this is bad listening.
So
we're trying to fill the time.
How was it guys' weekend?
I just told you it was the best freaking week. Here we go. All right, the guy. Let him watch. You want to describe it, Fredo?
He kicks the ball and it goes up and it's missed. And they're celebrating and the ball bounces and it's rolling back and it's bouncing back in the goal.
That's awesome. The guy's all sad, and then he runs over there. He's like, "Oh yay!"
Fucking goalie.
Yeah. He was celebrating really.
Shit, he was just stood there in the fucking. Yeah.
He ran celebrating, and the ball went in.
Yeah.
Like it had like some backspin on it, and it went back into the goal.
That is crazy, man. That is funny though. Stupid. Too bad it didn't happen in like a better game, like a huge game, you know.
Nobody's in
one
the
that
stands.
actually mattered.
Yeah, this
the
is
World Cup.
Yeah, this was like, hey guys, want to get together and play some soccer? That's what it was. All right, hey, let's talk some fantasy football.
Is that what you want to do?
Let's do it.
Is that what we should do?
Yep, let's do it right now.
Let's talk some fantasy.
Wolf ball.
All right. Before we get started getting into that stuff, we got to do the injury report. Luckily and thankfully, it's not that long this week. It's only 4 names really on the offensive side of the ball since it's just fantasy football that we talk about. So, Fredo, can we get sad music? All right, first off, Carson Palmer with that Cardinals team. Everybody felt pretty good about things after they got Adrian Peterson, and he had that 133-yard game, touchdown, blah blah blah. How long would the Cardinals last? Well, look, turns out they're only going to last 1 week because Carson Palmer has broken his arm and he is now going to be out 8 weeks. Ouch. So with Drew Stanton in there, I'm not sure anybody on that offense is playable anymore.
Yeah, they're done.
Mike Wallace left this past week's game with a concussion on a dirty hit. I'm not saying it was a dirty hit like
he got suspended 1 game.
Yeah, but I don't think he should have. I thought it was just part of the play, hit his shoulder, but still, it didn't look good for Mike Wallace, and we'll have to wait and see on his status. Jay Cutler has broken ribs.
2.
Yep. So Jay Cutler probably will not be playing this Thursday night because that's when they play on one of those shitty Thursday night games. Who is it this week?
The Ravens.
Them and the Ravens. So yeah, there is a shitty ass game to be looking forward to. And Delaney Walker has sprained his ankle. This is what I know of right now. I don't know if they've come out and actually said.
Carson Palmer, they said he might be able to 4 to 6 weeks. Actually, the new prognosis 4 to 6.
Oh really? Wow. Still, that's a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Delaney Walker. They said he just sprained his ankle, but he was spotted leaving the stadium on crutches.
It looked bad when it happened.
Yeah, when it happened, it didn't look good at all. So that's one of those things we have to wait and see about because are they on bye this week?
They
are on bye this week. Sorry, that's
yeah.
the next thing that's up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's it for the injury report. You know, he mentioned Joe Thomas on the offensive line. That was a heartbreaking one considering that he had never missed a snap in his career.
Yeah, over 10,000 or something.
Yeah, over
like
10,000
that.
snaps.
And then as soon as it happened, I was like, he tore his tricep.
Yeah.
Like it was bad. Like you could tell.
Yeah, and then there's like mostly defensive guys, which it all sucks in the end. You know, like Malik Hooker is the rookie from the Colts out for the year now. But that's what comes with the game. It wasn't as bad as it was the past 2 weeks when it comes to injuries. So
For
I guess
offensive players.
I guess that's a good thing. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess if we can say that it's a good thing.
Maybe.
So yeah, let's move on. We got 6 teams on bye this week. This is like a huge bye week.
Big
And
time teams too.
Yeah, the thing about it is that I think people have adjusted their rosters already because of how many injuries there already were. And so, like, this week you would have had to prepare for Odell Beckham being out and Aaron Rodgers being out. But like you've known for a while now, they're not going to be playing Week 8. So people already did something about it, right?
Yeah.
So. Let's get into it. Waiver wire talk. See if there's anybody out there you can pick up now in case you have people that are playing right there. So people you might want to consider dropping as you scan the waiver wires this week. Carson Palmer, obvious reasons, out. Jacoby Brissett has kind of taken a downward spiral since he had his good couple of games there with the Colts. And Mitchell Trubisky. I know you guys picked him up. I would have picked him up if he was out there just to see what he was going to turn into. But turns out he turned into a quarterback who's only going to throw 7 attempts in a game. So there's that. Mike Wallace, he was coming off of 2 decent weeks, but then now with this whole concussion thing, who knows what's going on? Wait and see what happens with him. But if he's going to be out for multiple weeks, you can probably go ahead and drop him. Tyrell Williams, I saw this thing coming. A lot of people did not see this thing coming, but he has not been very good at all. I think 8 weeks into this thing, it's okay to let go of Tyrell Williams because he's lost in the shuffle there in San Diego. And Martavis Bryant. How do you feel about me saying cut Martavis Bryant?
I mean, at this point, it's all in his head. I mean, maybe one more week to see, but they're not even feeding the baby. Like
he called in sick today.
Yeah, they fed Juju. I mean, he's trying to get traded. He wants to be done.
He had like an Instagram post or something like that. He put up about Juju
saying he ain't nothing.
And then he later deleted it. And then he said today with their mandatory meeting, he called in sick, and apparently his agent, verified it or whatever. But what does that really mean? Like the agent could just be saying it because he gets paid by the guy. Like, do your job and make me look good, agent. Tell him I'm sick. He's getting traded, man. Yeah, he has to. He has to.
They said that they're not, but I mean, they have to at this point.
You knew it was bad when they said it, and it seemed that way, and then he's like, no, I never said that before. But he didn't even really mean it when he said it. Like we hear it in his voice. He didn't really mean it.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch, tired of him. I think the Raiders should cut him too. Go ahead and cut him. Alex Collins, I mean, fumbles the ball, and what do you have, like 9 carries this week, 25 yards? Yeah. Wayne Gallman, that hasn't really worked out for the Giants because your boy Orleans Darkwa
taking over.
Did you hold on to him or did you cut him?
No, I cut him in both weeks. But it's my boy. I mean, I still called him. Like I was still like, dude, I think he could be a big part of the offense.
He could still be your boy. Jeremy Hill, just because some people still have him on their roster for some reason. And Thomas Rawls. Nope, not going to happen with Thomas Rawls anytime soon. And at tight end, I know tight end's thin, but he hasn't been doing anything. Plus, Brett Hundley isn't going to make him any better. Martellus Bennett. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and cut Martellus. Or try to trade him to some sucker who, buys on names.
Yeah.
There are those people in your leagues that'll do that. So we move on to the waiver wire. People to consider picking up. How about Josh McCown at quarterback, man? The guy has been money the past couple of weeks.
He has been. But he did play the Patriot defense and then the Dolphins. So, I mean,
that's true. That's true. But they're going to be throwing, and, you just never know what you're going to get. Especially this week, you got guys on bye, pick up a flyer. Like, I might have to pick up Josh McCown in one of our leagues because Jared Goff is on bye. Deshaun Kaiser got benched.
Yeah, I got a Hundley on a bye, so I might be going to.
Yeah. It's either Josh McCown or it's CJ Beathard. I don't know what I feel like doing at this point. I'm actually winning in that league. Yeah. How about Tyrod Taylor, man? Tyrod Taylor just gets it done with a bunch of nobodies, and plus now. I was going to mention his name.
Yeah, but he's so up and down though. Like he's had two. He started off with a 20-point game and he had a 20-point game last week. But he's been very mediocre before that.
They do play the Raiders this week.
And they play the Raiders, so maybe.
So, this is just your flyer week.
Yeah.
You need another flyer? Blake Bortles. Because why not? He's a starter. He's out there. He's a body.
He can maybe get you a hair across his ass and he throws 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. It might be a Mercedes Lewis day.
Yeah.
It might be anywhere else, but it can happen with him.
It's just one of those days you just get lucky.
Yeah. And for the Thursday night game, Matt Moore. I actually liked Matt. I mean, Matt Moore looked good, but that could have a lot to do with the fact that they weren't game planning for him. They were game planning for Jay Cutler. But I thought that I understood the Jay Cutler signing, but I always felt like Matt Moore was okay for that offense if they just decided to stick with him. If they weren't going to get Cutler or Kaepernick.
Matt Moore just can't throw over the top. He can't throw deep. He's a check down Charlie, and he's a backup guy.
And luckily for him, he has a guy like Jarvis Landry who's not a burner, who's not going to run past people and run routes. But they do have Kenny Stills. But they were running smart routes with Kenny Stills, like underneath and the 4, 5, 6 route tree routes, keeping him near the line. Making sure he gets the ball that make plays. Yeah. How about a running back? Marshawn Lynch on a suspension for a week.
Mm-hmm.
I know they appealed it. I'm not sure what's going on. But DeAndre Washington or Jalen Richard, they got the Bills this week, and they are a very, very good defense. But, hey, somebody's got to run the ball, right? Latavius Murray, who knows what's going on in that Minnesota backfield? McKinnon out-touched him, but Murray outperformed him. He had 118 yards, and they continue to pump him up, man.
Well, he's healthy now.
Yeah.
And, like, he is a 1,000-yard back. Yeah, he runs upright. Yeah, he's not going to get past the second level all the time. But he gets touchdowns, and he's going to lean forward all the time, and he's going to get, 3-4 yards of carry, and he's going to get you what you need if you're just looking for a flex guy or if you're thin at running back, throw him in.
Yep. Rick's boy, Orleans Darkwa, he's still available in leagues, but hey, he's putting up some numbers for them, so that's good, man. I mean, and that's all we can ask for at this time.
He can catch the ball and he can run.
Deion Lewis looks to be taking control of that Patriots backfield.
By the ball.
He's and the funny thing is that he used to have the James White role, but James White just became so good at it that, they just kind of relegated Lewis to the early down roles where he's just running the football and, every once in a while catching one out of the backfield. But Gillislee still gets his carries, man, but he just doesn't have it for them, man. He just doesn't do what they ask for.
He doesn't want, he's not what their offense is. They don't have the patience for him because even LeGarrette Blount had that burst. He doesn't. He's very patient. He sets up.
He needs a fullback.
Yeah, he sets up his blocks. He runs behind guys very well. Breaks tackles. He gets 10 for 44. 12 for 50. He's the kind of guy that's going to wear you down, get those touchdowns. I love him as a running back.
He's very touchdown dependent in an offense where Tom Brady will just be like, here Gronkowski, here's the throw, and just go that way.
If you have him in a dynasty, all you got to hope for is after this year, they kind of cut him and let him go somewhere else where he could be a feature back because they have 4 guys right now that, including him, 4 guys that can do the things that they want in their offense, but
who are more explosive than him.
But there's 3 guys who are more explosive. Burkhead is even more explosive than him at this point,
and they really like him too. Yeah, they're always talking about getting him back.
But they split snaps. Actually, it was at the first half. It was James White who had more snaps than Deion Lewis, but in the second half, Deion Lewis just kind of took over that second half.
And they've liked him for a long time.
Yeah.
Marlon Mack still out there. No Robert Turbin, and his role continued just keeps growing. So go ahead and pick him up. Matt Forte, the old man, is still getting it done.
Yeah.
Rick, are you pinching your nipples?
No.
Oh. I thought he was pinching his nipples. No. When I said Matt Forte, because that was his boy for the longest time.
Well, he still is. I
still, 41 rushing yards, 41 receiving yards on 5 catches. Still getting it done.
I just feel like how long is it going to last, though?
True.
He got hurt. He's going to get hurt.
It's one of those things where, you pick him up and you spot start him, but then at the same time, if you have him on your team and he has a good week this week, trade him for something.
Try to trade him. Try to get somebody.
And Robert Kelly, I'm not sure what he's doing tonight, but he came back and he is playing. So they like him. They want him to run the football for them. P. Ryan didn't really look like the guy for them at this point.
To me, I don't think he looks bad. He just looks like a young running back. He needs another year. He's not over his head under the water, but he needs another year. He needs, he'll be good next year.
Yeah. At it's 17 there.
17-10.
5 for 11. That's all he's got. Who has the other touchdown for the Eagles? I'm just curious. Nobody?
Thompson got the touchdown.
Oh, Thompson.
Hurts.
Oh, no, Zach Ertz, no!
Oh, no! My God, that hurts.
That does hurt.
Zach Ertz hurts.
At wide receiver, Kenny Stills. Matt Moore, when he came in, looked for him a lot. He had 6 for 85 and 2 touchdowns. Corey Davis, they're on bye this week, but he should be coming off his little hamstring injury by the time they get back from their bye. Ted Ginn, 7 for 141 this past week, 4 for 66 and 1 the week before. Willie Snead is all but forgotten now. And
Ted Ginn looks good.
Yeah, there's not a lot going on at wide receiver. It's like the year of the running back right now, man.
I wouldn't even say that. I think all scoring is down right now.
But running backs are carrying teams.
Yeah, because there's multiple of them. Bless you. Not one running back is carrying one team. It's a plethora of bless you, except maybe Le'Veon.
Yeah. Demarcus Robinson, he's taken over the Chris Conley role in the Chiefs offense, and he had 5 for 69 on Thursday. And Deontay Thompson. He just signed with the Bills. They don't really have a true number one. Yeah, Matthews just came back, but he had 4 for 107 in his first game. And I thought he looked decent with the Bears, but, apparently they didn't like him.
Did you say Aaron Jones?
No, I did not say Aaron Jones because I figured that at this point he would already be picked up by a lot of teams.
Okay.
And
Aaron Jones should be.
It's been a couple weeks now for him.
Uno.
At tight end, Tyler Kroft. I believe he had a touchdown this week. How about O.J. Howard? 6 for 98 and 2 touchdowns. I don't think he's taking over for Cameron Brate. I think that Jameis Winston will start focusing throwing to his 2 tight ends and Mike Evans quite a bit. So I think it's going to be, kind of what the Patriots wanted with Gronk and Aaron Hernandez.
But even even with that, Deshaun's still getting his num
He's
too.
He's going to get some, but I think that it's not going to take away because as far as PPR leagues go, I believe Brate still had like 13 points, 12 13 points.
Yeah.
And how about AJ Derby with Sanders out the past 2 weeks? Has been getting some catches. He had 6 for 66 this past week, so go pick him up. Tight end, the position is thin. That's the way I was going to say it right now. All right, let's move on to our sit, start, and sneaky plays of the week. Let's start off at quarterback. Rick, who do you have as your sit?
Can I just say the entire Atlanta Falcons offense? Oh, no, okay.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan, he is just boo-boos. He couldn't throw for 300 yards against the Patriots. Everybody has thrown for 300 yards against the Patriots up until that point this year. And they just looked really bad, really disoriented. They missed Kyle Shanahan. I don't think the Patriots did anything spectacular. They haven't shown anything the last 2 weeks that they have been getting anything right. Stephon Gilmore wasn't in the lineup, and he still could not. Julio Jones caught his first touchdown last night in garbage. Like, it was literally like 23-0. The last thing that happened was a Julio.
It was
Jones
a garbage point. It was a garbage touchdown, but
garbage
he ripped
point.
it away.
It was a garbage time point.
And he ripped it away though, so that was pretty nice.
Okay, it was nice, but it was.
Yeah, I'm going with Trevor Siemian. It's been a struggle since his little hot start. Since week 2, can you guess how many touchdowns he's thrown since week 2? Anybody? No.
2.
There you go. 2 touchdowns since week 2. Vance Joseph came out and gave him the, in my opinion, the dreaded vote of confidence.
His life.
He's having the time of his life telling everybody that he has all the confidence in the world that Trevor Siemian, which only means he doesn't.
Yeah.
But they get a matchup in Arrowhead with the Chiefs. No Emmanuel Sanders. Sit him. Sit him.
Sit him.
Sit him.
Sit him.
Okay, who you starting?
Dak Prescott. He's having a great year. He's increased his touchdowns, his yards, his attempts. He's not depending on Ezekiel. He's doing things himself. He's spreading the ball around. We had this conversation. You actually, kind of on Sunday morning. I have Breeze and I have Dak. Obviously I've been starting Breeze for 12 years now, and 11 years, something like that. And I was like, all right, when I was asking you, when do I starting Dak? He's been scoring more points, and I'm like, when do I actually pull that trigger? And you're like, we'll do it right now. What's stopping you? Mm-hmm. And I was just kind of like, well, fuck, what is stopping me at this point? Because Dak is a top quarterback right now.
Yeah,
I think the only one scoring more than him is Deshaun Watson at this point.
He has more. I think he leads the league in fantasy points for quarterbacks.
Deshaun does, though.
No, I think Dak does at this point because he has a game, 2 games on him right now.
Yeah.
But, Deshaun scored at a higher clip. But, he's still the highest scoring, full season quarterback.
So, if you had – because, I'm sure a lot of people drafted Dak as their backup.
I tell people to cool it on him, man. So, it's okay if I'm wrong about it, but, he's playing good, man. It's too hard to keep him on your bench at this point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm sure you drafted him as your number 2 quarterback. So, I'm not saying trade your number 1. I mean, I'm just saying you should be starting him until further notice because he's having that season right now.
That beginning of the year though, they had the tough little slate of games, so it didn't look that great. But then now it's softened up for him a little bit. And he's looking good.
He's slinging it.
Yep. I'm going with Cam Newton. His first 3 weeks were all poo-poos. Then he had weeks 4 through 6, and he had good weeks after that. He started with his get right game against the Patriots, and that was the thing that was going on. Everybody had to get right against the Patriots before they went. Then week 7 gets a matchup with the Bears, who are a sneaky good defense. People don't seem to understand that because it is the Bears. Nothing went right for them, but he gets a matchup with the new get right team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
So get him in there. I expect a nice rebound game for Cam. Who are you going with as your sneaky?
You mentioned him in your pickups. Tyrod Taylor they're playing the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
Playing the Raiders, that defense, that's a cure for any hangover right there. So Tyrod Taylor just blew it up against the Tampa Bay Bucks this last week. So against another soft defense, I think he could do the same thing.
Yep. I'm going with Phillip Rivers. It's kind of been like an up and down season for him. And if you own him, you probably have to play him with 6 teams on bye. But if not, take it into consideration. They play the Patriots this week. And I am of the belief that it wasn't the Falcons. It wasn't the Patriots against the Falcons. It was the Falcons against the Patriots that sucked.
That's what I said.
I know, but I'm just, re-saying it again.
Yeah.
That's my that's my reasoning for saying to play Phillip Rivers because, the Atlanta Falcons defense offense made the New England Patriot defense look really, really good. That's my point. All right, who are you sitting? Unless there's fog, because they are in New England and Foggate.
Hey, and they in New England did throw the fog out there.
Yeah. I love that, dude. I love that, dude.
People thought that.
Yeah, people were like, "Oh, they somehow made fog." That was a real thing. It continues to be a real thing.
They bought fog machines.
I'm down for all the other conspiracies that are actually they make sense, but okay, they just rain down fog not only there, but in across everywhere. Okay, well, who knows? Maybe Russia and Kraft they had something going on. All right, who are you sitting at running back?
The Seahawks. Because that's just a garbage situation. You got Teddy Ruxpin over there. You got Thomas Rawls. Teddy Ruxpin's Eddie Lacy.
Eddie Ruxpin. I can't even say his name. Ruxpin.
Him too.
Yeah.
J.D. McKissick, I think he's actually the most talented out of all of them. C.J. Procise is there. He's coming back.
He got hurt in the first quarter
got
already,
hurt again.
Man, so.
I think J.D. McKissick is the most talented back there, but they're going to give Thomas Rawls and Eddie Rupskin their run. And, hopefully by week 11, 12, when it matters, they're just going to start giving it to JD. They're going to realize hey, he could run, he could catch, and we're going to do our thing.
He can run, he can catch. Yeah.
Can he not though?
No, I'm not saying that. I just thought that was funny.
I just think he can.
All right. I'm sitting CJ Anderson. Aside from week 2, it's been hard to play him. He had a huge week against the Raiders, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And ever since then, he hasn't really been doing much. And his owners keep putting him in because they have this mentality of this is his bounce back week.
Yeah,
this is the bounce back week. But Jamal Charles is starting to get more run. Nobody fears their passing game. If I'm a CJ owner at this point, not only am I telling you to sit him, I'm telling you to trade him. Get rid of CJ Anderson right now, but sit him this week
if you can.
Yeah. Who are you starting?
Carlos Hyde, he's just been running really hard ever since those trade rumors. Running with his pants on fire. That looks really good, and just if you got him and you had him in a backup role, flex him out and let him do his thing, scoring touchdowns, and he's getting it.
I'm going with Chris Thompson. He had one bad game. That was in week 4. But aside from that, he's been PPR money.
He's been monster.
And I don't think he reaches this mark, but he is currently on pace to become the 4th player in NFL history to record 100 carries and 1,000 receiving yards.
Wow.
You know the last person that did that?
Marshall Faulk.
Marshall.
The greatest show on turf.
Yep. He gets a Week 8 matchup with the Cowboys defense that has been known to give it up to pass-catching backs. So get Chris Thompson into your lineups. Who is your sneaky start
What?
of the week? Who's your sneaky
My
play of the
sneaky
week?
snit snart?
Yeah.
Snit snart? Eckler from San Diego. Melvin Gordon, they're trying to soften him up. They're trying to lighten his workload a little bit because he is banged up. He's got the ankle, he's got the shoulder. So they're giving him some carries, and he's tearing it up right now. I definitely start him on a sneaky start.
I'm going with Joe Mixon. I can't figure out what their problem is in Cincinnati. It's like they don't like good running backs for some reason. But he did come out, voice his opinion, saying they need to run the ball more. They get the Colts this week, and I think this is the week that they give the squeaky wheel to grease. So, Joe Mixon, sneaky start of the week for me. Wide receiver, who you got? Sit.
I said it last week, and he was my sit last week, and he's going to be my sit this week, but it's kind of a cop-out, but I would stop it again. But he's basically my sit for the rest of the year. I'm trying to prove a point. T.Y. Hilton. It's been bad. He's only had he's had 2 good games. Other than that, it's all been just 4 points, 6 points, 8 points. I mean, you could comfortably sit him if he blows up on your bench for 1 game. It's better than him killing you for the next 3. So I definitely sit T.Y. Hilton.
I am going with Demaryius Thomas. Trevor Siemian is struggling. The running game can't get going. There's no Emmanuel Sanders to take the pressure off him on the other side. Paxton Lynch is getting talked about as getting some playing time now. Marcus Peters and the Chiefs this upcoming week. I don't want anything to do with the Broncos right now. Sit Demaryius Thomas.
Set him.
All right, who you starting at wide receiver?
Marvin Jones. No Golden Tate, so he's going to be numero uno, and he is a stud. Play him.
I am going with Alshon Jeffrey. Dak Prescott. He just got done throwing all over the 49ers. I really like Carson Wentz, and I have a feeling he'll do the same. And I believe that Alshon will be the one to benefit from it. So play Alshon Jeffrey against the 49ers. Who's your sneaky start of the week at wide receiver?
Aguilar. I think he's going to get it, actually, because I have Jeffrey in another one, and I want to trade him. I don't even think it's that he doesn't fit the offense or that Wentz isn't looking for him. I think he has just flat out lost a step. He is not the same receiver as he was.
I don't know. I don't see that, but to each their own. Yeah. We all have different views on it.
Yeah.
I'm going with Pierre Garçon. As I stated above, I think that the Eagles will be putting up a lot of points, and I think that the 49ers will be trying to play catch-up. And I think he's a good candidate for some garbage time points. So play Pierre Garçon. What's up, Fredo? You got something to say?
No.
Oh, I thought you did.
You
All right, let's move on to tight ends. Who are you sitting at tight end?
You talked about it earlier, Martellus Bennett.
Martellus Bennett. Yeah. I had him here last week. I'm keeping him here, especially when Mitch Trubisky continues to throw 7 passes. Zach Miller.
I had him last week there.
Yeah, I'm not playing Zach Miller. Who are you starting?
Tyler Kroft scoring touchdowns. No, Tyler Eifert. He's got to throw to somebody. AJ Green and him seems to be his 2 favorite red zone targets. So pick him up, play him in. He's touchdown dependent, yes, but there hasn't been a lot of great tight end play anyways. So
yeah. I'm going with Hunter Henry. They played the Patriots this week, and the past 3 weeks he has had double-digit PPR points.
He was my starter.
So
last week.
yeah,
I mean he's your play every week.
Yeah, so play Hunter Henry. And who is your sneaky play at tight end?
You know who I'm talking about. Out of Buffalo, Nick O'Leary.
Oh, okay, why?
He's
because he's lucky.
He's
He'd be ashamed of that Irish accent right there.
Yeah, he's leading their tight end since Charles Clay went out in receptions, in yards. He's gotten over 50 in the last 3 of the last 4. So He's been a nice little target, so he might get a touchdown. He could pop.
Yeah. I'm going with Jason Witten, another old man who still has it. He's owned in, 75% of Yahoo leagues, so there's a chance he could still be out there. But he gets a Redskins team that has given up the 4th most points to tight ends. So go ahead, get Jason Witten into your lineups.
You're rapping it.
Yep. Fredo, you got anything to add?
No.
You're gonna have your FanDuel lineup.
That's awful.
I thought that was a Mike Gilbert laugh.
No.
I thought that was.
You're not gonna have your super
secret FanDuel lineup.
I don't know. How did it do last week?
I didn't do that great. I was right in the middle. Palmer. Yeah, Palmer messed me up because I had a couple of receivers from.
I had Fitzy too.
Fitzy.
Yeah.
So that kind of.
That's how it goes, man. That's how the game is played sometimes. Can't do anything about it. Live and die in L.A. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Know what I mean, bro?
Yeah. Fair.
All right. So I think that's going to do it for us this week. Be sure to, share this with everybody that you know.
Oh, got something that popped up.
What's that?
Rick's boy, Stevie Wonder, wants to sing the national anthem at the Dodger game.
He doesn't want to sing it. I just read it. It says, I'll do it on harmonica.
He's gonna sing it.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
I'll play it on harmonica.
Yeah.
I don't even give a shit anymore.
All right, yeah. So, GTPpodcast.com. Go there. You can find our show, the Pod Express show, Sit, Start, and Sneaky Plays of the Week are all there. So do that. Follow us on Twitter at GTP Mike and Rick, at GTP Podcast, Facebook, Garbage Time Points. And that's going to do it for us this week. So we hope you enjoyed the show. If you need any help during the week with setting your lineups, you can always hit us up on one of our platforms. And we can help you out,
Mm-hmm. As long as we answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, guy last week.
On Facebook?
Yeah. I told him sorry, and then I was like, you know what? I would have played Duke Johnson, which I would have told him to play Duke Johnson out of those guys. So I hope you believe me. But yeah, for Rick and for Fredo, I'm Mike. Tune in next week, and we will try and do better. Bye.
Bye.